This is Liam Gallagher, everybody. All right.
Buzzing, mate.
Where did it all go wrong?
Exactly. Exactly. Where did it all go wrong when Noel split the band up?
How's it been? Did you ever expect a week, 10 days, a couple of weeks, a fortnight like you're in the middle of now?
Yeah, no. No. I'm more excited about City winning the league more than Knebworth or any of that other stuff.
But, you know, what a precursor.
And the album. What album?
I mean, come
Bothered.
on. No, but seriously, you know, it's like the stars have aligned for you before.
Yeah.
But never like, I don't think anyway, never like the last couple.
No, it's exciting times. City winning the league, album coming out. Got these gigs at the Etihad and Knebworth and that. All good, man. Life is good, man. And that's why there shall be no complaining from me.
Now, I've watched the Rockfield documentary, which is awesome on Sky. And in that, you did say you were going to tone down and dial up. So tone down ahead of Knebworth and Etihad and the big gigs. What may not be so great for your new professionalism.
Right.
And dial up what might be. However, that's just gone a little bit pear-shaped.
No, that didn't happen. I was doing well until the West Ham game, and then I kicked off because we didn't win it. And then it was the following game against Villa when we won it. You got to have a drink when you win the league, aren't you? You know what I mean? So now I've got to get my head together very quick. You know what I mean? So I'm glad, in a sense, we're not in the Champions League, and that's not me. I mean, for me, I'm glad we're not, because the Etihad gig would be off. And probably Knebworth, because I'd still be in Paris having it.
But you see, I mean, 1st of June on Wednesday, the fact that you're playing the Etihad sold out before Knebworth, back to back, sold out.
It's a good warm-up gig, man.
You know, in the year of your 50th. But it's going to be like a double celebration on Wednesday, isn't it, for everybody going, because of the footy, because of life in general, lockdown, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, it would have been a bit, I mean, it still would have been amazing if, you know, but it'd have been a bit downer, like, if we got beat. But, no, it's going to be top, man. And that's why you got to look after yourself and stay away from the nutters.
And
until the last night in Knebworth.
I was going to say...
but then you say that, I said, oh, I'm going to get big, man. The last night in Knebworth, I'm going to get big. I think I've had my big nights, you know what I mean? Wow. Like you think you're going to get so big and it's going to be the biggest party ever, and you have a couple of drinks and it's like, fucking go to bed, man. No, I'll give it a good go.
So, because, you know, watching Rockfield and, you know... without getting too nerdy and technical about it, but your register, you know, vocally, you're up there all the time, aren't you? That's how you work. You give it all the beans all the time, pretty much always at the top of the register. How's that going to be? So you're going to go massive on Wednesday?
No, I'm not going massive. No, I'm scarping him. No, they do the gig Wednesday.
No, but from a gig point of view, I'm talking about on stage.
Well, I hear a lot of people go, oh, you know, he sings, he screams and shouts and all that tackle. You've got the records for all the beautiful bits, you know what I mean? But when you've got Marshall guitars behind you and a drum kit, and then you got loads of people in front of you singing and that, you know what I mean? There's only one way in, and it's a 2-footed challenge, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you've just got to get above the clouds and go for it. There's no time to be sitting there using whatever it is, your what's that word?
Diaphragm. All
that nonsense, just singing like a little angel. That goes out the window. You just got to sing like a lunatic until it's done. And that's the way it is for me, anyway.
And will all the set list be the same for all the gigs, or are you going to chop and change?
No, I'm not going to change it, because it's a good set list, man. So it's like 10 Oasis, 5 new songs, maybe 4 and 6 like some of the other solo stuff. But I just think you start changing it, you know, people sort of just give people the old experience, you know what I mean? You'll get one person go, oh, I didn't hear that one.
Right, so Friday your mum's going to be at Knebworth. You talked about this already.
Yeah, she's coming, because she wasn't at the last ones and that. Obviously my kids weren't there, so they're going to be there, and so it's going to be nice, man. But I'll keep my head down for that one, get home, get back to the hotel and have a chill, and then the next night, get on it.
I still want to be there on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, well, come.
I got to come. I wasn't going to come.
Come, man.
I'm going to tell my wife.
There's nowhere else to be, man. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But it's going to be big, man.
Okay, it's going to be awesome. Where will your mum watch Friday from? Where will she be?
Well, she'll probably be at the side of the stage, man, because if she goes out the front, I guess she'd get mired, and she's getting old now and that, but I might even get her on anyway, see what's going down. But you never know, man. Once she gets a little bit of brandy in her, man, you know what I mean? She could be down the front, man, poking. I remember once I had a cleaner at this house, and we'd done Wembley Stadium, and I looked up, and the cleaner's coming across, the housekeeper is coming across the barrier. "Hey, Liam, Mr. Gallagher, you sound so good." And then she'd fall down in the barrier, run back round and keep doing that. And I'm going, she's better fucking put the dishwasher on, man. But yeah, so who knows? Your man might just go for it.
And will you take her home? Will you escort her home?
Yeah, man. Me and Debbie will be behaving ourselves on the first night, so we'll get straight off back to the hotel, have breakfast with her the next morning, get her on the train sharpishly, and then we're back down there. I've got my Guinness all set up and that, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll be getting...
Guinness is the go-to, is it?
Not all the time. I mean, it's one or the other, the lager and Guinness. I don't really drink wine and that. I'll drink it if it's there and that, like the end of the night and that. And vodkas and all that stuff, but it's either lager or Guinness, depending on the temperature outside. If it's really hot, it's lager. If it's mild and there's a few clouds in, then it's Guinness. You know what I mean? You can't be drinking Guinness when it's scorching. But I put a little bit of port as well in my Guinness.
Yeah.
To really kick it off.
Guinness and black ever?
Yeah, man.
Black velvet
You can't walk after that. If you need to get to A to B pretty sharpish, get the port in there and you're done.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, man.
When did that first happen?
I don't know, but the Irish don't like it, man. It's blasphemy, innit, and that. But I don't know, I was just drinking it one day, so I wanted to have a bit of that port in there, so I put it in, and it was like, all hell broke loose, man.
You said to me off the air about the filming of 48 Hours at Rockfield Studios, which is awesome. It really got me in the mood for this morning. I had to be so careful.
I've not seen it.
Oh, it's
Is it
really good. You wouldn't be disappointed with it. It flies by. Kids are great in it. Band's great in it. Band are on it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
For people who don't know what Rockfield Studios are, what are they, and when did you first see them?
Well, the Rockfield Studios in Wales, Monmouth, and loads of bands, Queen and all that stuff, Led Zeppelin, I think maybe. The Roses have done their stuff down there, and Oasis done Morning Glory, whenever that was.
27 years ago.
Yeah, 27 years ago, and it's a good studio. I mean, to be fair, I don't remember much about the studios, man. I was sort of in and out, and sort of down the pub. I know I sound like a bit of a pisshead and that, but it was, you know what I mean? I'm not one for hanging about the studio. I sort of get in and do my bit, and then it's like, down to the pub, you know what I mean? Have a good time. So going back there, everyone was going, "Oh, do you remember this?" I'm like, I don't actually. I remembered the pub more.
So because you used to pitch up, give it all the beans on the vocals.
Yeah.
And the band, especially Noel, would stick around.
And then they'd stick around and make the music. And I don't play any instruments, so there's no really there's no reason for me. I'd hang about a little bit, but you can't listen to Noel all day doing these riffs and stuff, thinking he's slashing that. I'm like, look, man, if he ain't got this in 10 minutes, I'm going to the pub. And normally he'd be there all day, so it's different, innit? You know what I mean? It's like if I play instrument, I'd be there helping out or getting into it. But me and Bonehead would just get his down really quick and we'd just be off in the cars, man, down to the boozer.
So that was then, and this is now same pub though, same landlord.
Same, I think it was a different pub that we was in this time
Was
and
it?
that. But no, them pubs in Monmouth were well good. We had a good time, man. And the album was, we split up when we did that album, and then we got back together again. But no, it was a good time. That's how it should be these days. You know what I mean?
It should be, but one of my favourite songs of yours is Once, which is just such a great song because it's so true, isn't it? You can have that, but you can only have it once. And the thing is, in the future, you look back and you think, well, that can't happen again. But at the time, you don't even think about it anyhow because you're in the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, you just want to. Yeah, you're just having such a good time. You ain't got the energy for it to happen again. You just want it just to all explode after that and be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you've got to go and do it again. So this is the reason why we're doing Knebworth. I'm doing it because the people want it. I'm not doing it because I want it. You know what I mean? I've done it. You know what I mean? But everyone seems to, the younger generation and the older generation, which ones are still about and that, they want it to happen. So if Noel's not doing it with Oasis, I'll do it on my own. I'm with a band.
And they want it because you're very active. You talk to the fans on a daily basis?
Yeah, and I've been off that. I've sort of not been on it for a week because I've been a bit naughty early in the abuse at the Liverpool fans and that, so I'm just letting them have a breather. But if they get beat tomorrow night, I'll be back on with vengeance, man.
Who do you honestly think is going to win tomorrow? Honestly?
Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of them, innit? They could fluke it, but Real Madrid, I want Real Madrid to win for sure, man. But if they win it, and if Liverpool win it, then, they deserve it, you know what I mean? And fair play to them.
When you interact with the fans, because you do now have a sort of second coming of people who weren't even born for Oasis first time around.
Yeah.
How is that? When did you first sort of sense that there was more than a sort of a whisper of longing for, Knebworth 2, as it were?
I guess when we'd done the first album, maybe that went well. This solo stuff and that, and then the second one sort of went well again. it wasn't just a flash in the pan and that. So around about that time, and you know, and then maybe like, you know, on these anniversaries when Oasis, you know, put stuff out and that, like people were sort of just going, look, let's do Knebworth, and obviously they prefer it with Oasis and that, but these things are not meant to be sometimes and that. So it's just me and that, and it'll be different. But there'll be Oasis songs, but it'll be a different Knebworth. But I still think it'll be amazing, man.
I think it is going to be amazing. It's going to be off the charts, and the weather looks like it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
Would you sing a song for the Queen maybe next weekend?
No, I ain't doing any of that.
You like her, though, don't you?
I do like her. Well, not enough to sing, serenade her.
That's a serenade.
I'll give her a shout out and that for sure, man. She's top the Queen and that. I might give it. I'll give it a nod and that. But
you said in the film, you know, you're a bit more professional nowadays, which I thought was
lies.
No, I didn't think it was lies. I thought it was interesting. Is my honest response to it, because I know what you mean, but I also sort of disagree, because it suggests that you once weren't, and I always think that you've been what is required of you for the role, which ultimately is being professional.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I am definitely a little bit. I definitely take it a bit more serious than what I did, but I did back then. You know what I mean? But I guess when you're younger, you feel like, you know, you can stay up a lot more nights and stuff and do things. So now it's like, it's a no-brainer, man. You can't be rolling into them gigs hungover, man. You've got to, you know, or not like, you know, been on the pipes and stuff like that, smoking and shit like that. You know what I mean? Sorry for swearing. You can't be doing that. You've got to behave yourself the week before the gig, man, because you'll know about it if you've not behaved. You know what I mean? That first 3 songs and that, if your voice ain't there, it's a long old night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And plus, people have paid the money and stuff like they did back then. But you can get away with it when you're younger, because I don't know, you just get away with it. But you get older, man, you'll know about it, man, if you're not on top form, man.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, you know, when you are younger, it is sort of your job to get away with it. That is
but you do.
your role.
But you do just get away with it. These days, you don't get away with it as much, I don't think.
Yeah, and the more nervous you are about maybe you're not in the right condition for the gig, then the more tense you become, and it's just a downward spiral.
Yeah, and plus you want to do is you want to put the best gig on, don't you? You know what I mean?
So between now and Wednesday,
Lockdown, man, lockdown. I'm out of here, man. Just running. You'll just see me running down the road going like, I got all sorts of it in the house, under the bed, doors locked.
they both play.
Yeah, Lennon's been out in Amsterdam doing it, a festival, and he's just got back, so you can imagine the state he's in. And then Gene, he's playing with us at the Etihad and then Knebworth. So, but he's, yeah, like I say, he'll be out, you know, he only does a couple of tunes and that, but he'll be out partying after the City match, after the City gig. But he can get away with it, see?
And you would like them to maybe get together.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. They're sort of having a standoff at the moment, you know what I mean? Gene's sort of got a band going, but they've not done any gigs yet. Lennon's definitely doing gigs, but I think it would be amazing, man. They're good guitarists as well, you know what I mean? Like, they're not just into it for the hobby, you know what I mean? Like, they're talented, man. They're a lot talented than what I am, you know what I mean? And they know their stuff and that, so, but plenty of time for it, man.
Yeah, of course. But as brothers, you know, the shining example of their dad and their uncle.
No, but we don't know unless they've been in a band, I guess. They get on and that, you know what I mean? And they have little niggles and that. But me and our kid had some mega times. I'm not having, just because we split up, that was only a little bit, you know what I mean? If you're gonna slice it all open into pieces and that, like, we got on we got 80% on 80% of the time, you know what I mean? It's just, but when we didn't get on, it was full on. Before we got in a band, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we really seen much of each other. I mean, we just sort of brothers and that. But even in Oasis, we got on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when we were in each other's pockets and that, we had some good times. You know what I mean? It was like, and obviously with the booze and the drugs and stuff, and then the egos get involved, and then money gets involved. It's a recipe for disaster. So I think we held out pretty good. You know what I mean? But no, it was all right, man. Good.
Did you see him at all around the City game?
No, I don't go to the City game.
Right.
Because it's, you know, he's too busy getting head-butted off. Diaz, his dad and that, you know what I mean? I had to stop the boot
Just
in
for
as
people
well.
who don't know that story.
So apparently when we scored the third goal and it was all going mad, Ruben Diaz, his dad, come along and fell into him or head-butted him. But I'd have had to fucking I'd have had to put the boot in as well, you know what I mean?
You always talk about him with such fond affection. You do?
No, of course, man, I love him, but he does me in as well.
Right.
Because we shouldn't have split up and we should be making music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All that time wasted over just little bits, and people will go, "Oh, you slagged his missus off. He slagged my missus." There was plenty of back and forth. You know what I mean? So don't be making out it was just me. You know what I mean? And so there's plenty of stories I could tell you, mate, as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a shame that we split up because we should be making albums together.
That said,
and rock and roll bands splitting up over little bits of crap like that. Sorry for swearing again. He's pathetic. So you know what I mean? It's, you know, you split up because one of you dies or something. You know what I mean? You don't split up because he said this and she said that. It's pathetic, isn't it? You are where you're meant to be, man. I'm not going to complain. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, so it was obviously meant to be.
Week coming, Man City included, Knebworth, Etihad, you know, going on to Cardiff.
Beat by Real Madrid, that will just...
Would that top it off?
Oh, mate.
But if you...
that lager and Guinness mixed together with the porting thing's going to taste good Saturday, mate.
And in your favourite field with your favourite people around you.
Exactly.
And Oasis back together.
Exactly.
Boom.
Exactly.
But all this in your 50th year. So if you can... What was the best couple of weeks in Oasis compared, because this has to be your best solo couple of weeks,
Without a doubt.
So can you give us sort of bookend comparison?
I reckon Maine Road, man. When we did Maine Road was amazing because it was our ground and all that, tackling our football team, and we hadn't really thought Knebworth. That was not even in our psyche. You know what I mean? So Maine Road, still living at my mum's when we did Maine Road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember going back to my mum's house the first night because I was behaving. And I could still hear Noel's guitars ringing from my bedroom, you know what I mean? Because we live round the corner from City Ground, not far anyway. So like, I remember being in my mum's bed, like in my bedroom, going like that, my ears ringing, but still hearing the guitars, you know what I mean? Feeding back. That was a good time. And then obviously after the Maine Road gigs, we went mental and that.
Thanks for that.
So then we moved to London, and moving to London was great as well. You know what I mean? Big city, lots of things to do.
Camden.
Well, I didn't move to Camden.
I saw you in Camden.
You might have saw me. I moved to St John's Wood, mate.
La-di-da.
Come on, man.
Next to Paul Weller.
Exactly, yeah. Look, London was great, man. Great. The drugs were great. 90s was great. It was top. Best place to be.
So cool. Tell us about the pals you've decided to invite to your various gigs this summer.
Pals?
You know, on stage. Like Kasabian, etc.
Oh, yeah, Kasabian, Fat White Family, they're like my kids are into them and that, so I've never seen them and that, but I've heard they're a bit naughty and that, so they'll bring the naughtiness and that, and I think there's a girl band called Goat Girl, and there's a new band called The Pastels from Manchester who I like, and Paul and Tina and Michael and that, so it's a good one, man. It's a good collector. Everyone was going, oh, why don't you get the Charlatans, get all the old bands on that were there, but
Richard Ashcroft.
All that stuff, yeah, but Richard, I would have got Richard on, but, you know, Richard made it clear to me once, you know, he's like, I ain't a support act, and he ain't. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, we done them gigs that we did and all that tack, and it's like, it's hard to ask Richard, you know what I mean, to go, do you want to come and support us again, or, you know what I mean, it's just, yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd love to have Richard there, he's amazing. And
So,
he brings the vibe and that, but he has to go on beforehand, you know what I mean?
He does bring the vibe, doesn't he? There's no question. He's a very special human being, that
amazing.
boy. So massive year. Is it a heavy burden? How does it feel?
Nah, not easy, man.
Yeah.
Easy. I know exactly who I am, and I know exactly who I'm not. So it's easy. It's a walk in the park, man. You just got, like I say, you just got to look after yourself, prepare right, and just leave it in the lap of God's, man. You know what I mean? But I'm raring to go. I'll go and do it right, well, maybe tomorrow.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, lots of things, I guess. Everything, you know what I mean? I could go and get by a bus as I walk out of here, or have an heart attack right now. But lots of things could go wrong, man. But fingers crossed they don't.
You know, it's been mad, hasn't it? The last 4 years, it's been absolutely bonkers.
Bonkers. Yeah. It is what it is.
The album is in itself a lockdown baby, isn't it? It was born in lockdown.
Yeah, started off in lockdown, yeah. Done a few tunes in the studio. And then when they locked that, when you could move about a bit more, Andrew, who would write the songs with, he'd come over from America, and we went to Rack Studios, and before you know it, we had the album done sort of halfway through it.
Yeah. Okay, you asked me about my running today.
Yeah.
What about yours?
No running for me. No running, not yet.
Next
year when I get me thing done and that, I'll be bombing about, man, having it.
Which hip's going first, left? Which hip's being replaced first, having gone first, left or right?
I don't know which one's gone first. Actually, they both went at the same time. But yeah. But I've had the injections now, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them the other week, so I'm feeling good.
Mate.
Feeling good.
You are absolutely awesome. It's great to. I mean, did you ever think 10 years ago? Could you ever conceive of such a?
I didn't. But you know what? It is what it is, man. Isn't it? It's like I'm not. It's what it is. I mean, I'm not cured cancer, man. You know what I mean? It's just doing the gig, man.
So Wednesday in Manchester. What time will you set off from the hotel? Will it be a hotel? Do you have a house there? I don't know.
So we're going up on a Tuesday, and no, I haven't got an house in Manchester now. So we'll be in an hotel. I'll just get there about half an hour before we go on, so I don't have to be like using this too much. You know what I mean? Like you get there all day and everyone's asking you, and then you know questions and buzzing and all that, and you don't seem miserable. So I sort of just get there, have a brandy, and warm my voice up, and then straight on, and let's see where we're at.
Right. So fast forward to 5 days later, because it is going to be a Wednesday to Saturday.
So then we scarper back to Wednesday, back home.
Yeah.
Thursday back down to Knebworth. I'll do the same again. Get there about half an hour before we go on, in the helicopter. There's plenty of things that could go wrong now. I'm thinking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Don't think about it too much.
So we get there, have another brandy, do warm up, steam on,
Right.
steam off.
And is there a venue already sorted for post Knebworth, say Sunday morning 3 a.m, 4 a.m, or are you going to stay on the site?
No, we're going to stay on the site and that, have a bit of a party there and that.
Who might be there? Who've got pals coming?
Yeah, I mean everyone's going to be there. I mean I don't know, who, everyone's coming.
Yeah.
And all the bands and stuff and that, and my family and that. But I've not been taking care of the guests. There's someone else does it and that.
Do you have that thing that you two do where they have one party, so they have a backstage party, after party. There's one after party, which is for like 200 or 300 people, and they all think that's it, those people.
Right.
And there's another one for friends and family, and then there's another one for the band. Do you have that sort of funnel of...
I don't know, I'm not sure. A party's a party, innit? You know what I mean? All that nipping about food, little like, there was one, I hate now, I'm not into that. You'd either that one or it's one or the other. But I will do that, and then I've got a gig then 5 days after, so I can't go too mad. You know what I mean?
Liam, fantastic to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, nice one, man.
Congratulations on not just one album out, but 2.
Yeah, 2.
Awesome.
Good, man. Nice one.